Chapter 6. The Cowardly Lion. All this time, Dorothy and her companions had been walking through the thick woods. The road was still paved with yellow bricks, but these were covered so much by dry branches and dead leaves from the trees that walking was not all that good. There were few birds in this part of the forest, for birds did love the open country where there is plenty of sunshine. But now there came a deep growl from some wild animal hidden among the trees. These sounds made the little girl's heart beat faster, for she did not know what made them. But Toto knew, and he walked close to Dorothy's side, and did not even bark in return. "How long will it be?" the child asked the Tin Woodman. Before we're out of the forest, that is." "I cannot tell," was the answer, "for I have never been to the Emerald City, but my father has. He went there once when I was just a mere boy. And he said it was a long journey through a dangerous country. Although nearer to the city where Oz dwells, the country is beautiful. But I'm not afraid so long as I have my oil can. And nothing can hurt the Scarecrow. Well, you bear upon your forehead the mark of the Good Witch's kiss, and that will protect you from harm." But Toto," said the girl anxiously, "what will protect him?" For we must protect him ourselves if he is in danger," replied the Tin Woodman. Just as he spoke, there came from the forest a terrible roar, and the next moment a great lion bounded onto the road. With one blow of his paw, he sent the Scarecrow spinning over and over to the edge of the road. And then he struck the Tin Woodman with his sharp claws, but to the lion's surprise, he could not make no impression on the tin, although the Tin Woodman did fall over and lay still on the road. Little Toto now had an enemy to face, ran barking towards the lion, and the great beast had opened his mouth to bite the dog. But Dorothy, fearing Toto would be killed, and heedlessly to danger, rushed forward and slapped the lion upon the nose as hard as she could, while she cried out, "Don't you dare bite Toto! You ought to be ashamed of yourself, a big beast like you to bite a poor little dog." "I didn't bite him," said the lion, as he rubbed his nose with his paw where Dorothy had hit it. "No, but you tried to," she retorted. "You're nothing but a big coward." "I know it," said the lion, hanging his head in shame. "I've always known it, but how can I help it?" "I don't know. I'm sure. To think you're striking a stuffed man like the poor Scarecrow." "Is he stuffed?" asked the lion in surprise, as he watched her pick up the Scarecrow and set him upon his feet. "Of course he's stuffed," replied Dorothy, who was still angry. "That's why he went over so easy," remarked the lion. "It astonished me to see him whirl around so. Is the other one stuffed too?" "No," said Dorothy. "He's made of tin." And she helped the Woodman up again. "Oh, that's why he nearly blunted my claws," said the lion. "When they scratched against the tin, it made my cold shiver run down my back. What is the little animal you have been so tender with?" "He's my dog Toto," answered Dorothy. "Is he made of tin or stuffed?" asked the lion. "Neither. He's a meat dog," said the girl. "Oh, he's a curious animal, and seems remarkably small. Now that I look at him, no wonder what you'd think biting a little thing except a coward like me," continued the lion sadly. "What makes you a coward?" asked Dorothy, looking at the great beast in wonder, for he was as big as a small horse. "It's a mystery," replied the lion. "I suppose I was born that way. All other animals in the forest naturally expect me to be brave, but the lion is everywhere thought to be the king of beasts. I learned that if I roared loudly enough, every living creature was frightened and got out of my way. Whenever I met a man, I've been awfully scared, but I just roared at him, and he always ran as fast as he could go. If the elephants and tigers and bears had ever thought to try to fight me, I should have run myself. I'm such a coward. But as soon as they get near me, I just roar, and all they can do is get away from me. And of course I let them go." "But that isn't right. The king of beasts shouldn't be a coward," replied the Scarecrow. "Oh, don't I know it," replied the lion, wiping a tear from his eye with the tip of his tail. "For this is my great sorrow, and it makes life very unhappy. But whenever there be danger, my heart begins to beat so fast." "Perhaps you have a heart disease," said the Tin Woodman. "That may be," said the lion. If you have, continued the Tin Woodman, you ought to be glad, for it proves you have a heart. For my part, I have no heart, so I cannot have heart disease. Perhaps, said the Lion thoughtfully, if I had no heart, I should not be a coward. Have you brains? Asked the Scarecrow. I suppose so. I've never looked to see, replied the Lion. I'm going to the great Oz to ask him to give me some, remarked the Scarecrow, for my head is stuffed with nothing but straw. And I'm going to ask him to give me a heart, said the Woodman. And I'm going to ask him to send Toto and me back to Kansas, added Dorothy. Do you think that Oz could give me some courage? Asked the Lion. Just as easily he could give me brains, said the Scarecrow. Or give me a heart, said the Tin Woodman. Or send me back to Kansas, said Dorothy. Then if you don't mind, I'll go with you, said the Lion. For my life is simply unbearable without the bit of courage. You'll be very welcome, answered Dorothy, for you will help keep away other wild beasts. It seems they must be more cowardly than you are, if they allow you to scare them so easily. They really are, said the Lion, but that doesn't make me any braver, and as long as I know myself to be a coward, I shall be unhappy. So once more, the little company set upon the journey, the Lion walking with stately strides at Dorothy's side. Toto did not approve of his new comrade at first, for he could not forget how nearly he had been crushed by the Lion's great jaws. But after a time he became more at ease, and presently Toto and the Lion had grown to be great friends. During the rest of that day there was no other adventures to mar the peace of their journey. Once indeed the Tin Woodman stepped upon a beetle that was crawling along the road, and killed the poor little thing. This made the Tin Woodman very unhappy, for he was always careful not to hurt any living creature, and as he walked along he wept several tears of sorrow and regret. These tears slowly ran down his face over the hinges of his jaw, and there they rusted. When Dorothy presently asked him a question, the Tin Woodman could not open his mouth, for his jaws were greatly rusted together. He became frightened at this, and made many motions to Dorothy to relieve him, but she could not understand. The Lion was also puzzled to know what was wrong, but the Scarecrow seized the oil cans from Dorothy's basket, and oiled the Woodman's jaws, so that after a few moments he could talk as well as before. This will serve me a lesson, said he, to look where I step, for if I shall kill another bug or beetle, I shall surely cry again, and crying rusts my jaw, so I cannot speak. Thereafter he walked very carefully with his eyes on the road, and he saw a tiny ant toiling by he would step over it to not harm it. The Tin Woodman knew very well he had no heart, and therefore he took great care never to be cruel or unkind to anything. You people with hearts, he said, you have something to guide you, but I need never do wrong. But I have no heart, and I must be very careful. When the Oz give me heart, I shall, of course, needn't mind so much. They continued on the yellow brick road into the sunset.